Now, just because Adam and Eve chose to disobey God and therefore losing their perfect life, their perfect bodies, their perfect living circumstances in the Garden of Eden and the beautiful earth, does not mean that God changed his original plan. Titus 1 verse 2 says, "In hope of eternal life, which God that cannot lie promised before the world began." This shows that God had a plan, that he would have perfect people without death living on a beautiful paradise earth. He wanted them to subdue it, to multiply. This shows that God had this plan from before the world began. He wanted this to take place. And it says here, he cannot lie. So does that mean he changed his plan? No, it does not. This is exactly why he sent Jesus. Now, some people will say, why didn't God just kill the devil, destroy him, when he did cause all this trouble with Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden? He could have just wiped him out and be done with it. But because God is a just God, and he knew that Adam and Eve would witness this, and so would all the angels would witness God if he did just do away with the devil, and they would probably view this as, what is God hiding? Was the devil telling us the truth? Therefore, God's right to rule, his sovereignty was questioned here, because God is a just God, and he did not want to just kill the devil. He wanted to give the devil proof, the right to prove whether or not he was right. So he allowed the devil to continue on. But at Genesis 3:15, this is what God says to the devil. "And I shall put enmity between you," meaning the devil, "and the woman," meaning God's earthly organization of true Christians, "and between your seed and her seed," which would be Jesus in this case. "He," Jesus, "will bruise you in the head," which means someday Jesus will destroy the devil, as mentioned in Revelation. Bruise him in the head, which will be a fatal, final wound. "And you," meaning the devil, "will bruise him," Jesus, "in the heel." And this is talking about Jesus' crucifixion. The devil bruised him in the heel, which was not a final, fatal wound. Jesus did die, but as we know, he was resurrected in 3 days. Therefore, the devil is said to have bruised him in the heel in this case. Now we know from the Bible why all humans grow old, get sick, eventually die, is because of Adam's sin. Romans 5:12 says, "Wherefore, as by one man," meaning Adam, "sin entered into the world, and death by sin, and so death passed upon all men, for all have sinned." We inherited our sinful nature, which causes death, from Adam. As most people know, Adam, we are all said to be descendants of Adam. Now, according to the Bible, we are all descendants of Adam. And since Adam was to be the father of us all on earth here, and we were his descendants, he obviously let us down by sinning against God, and therefore we all inherited sin and death from Adam. The Adam that didn't quite cut it, he didn't make it, he failed. Okay, 1 Corinthians 15, verse 45 says, "It is even so written, the first man Adam became a living soul. The last Adam became a life-giving spirit." Now, who is this last Adam? Well, the first Adam let us down. The last Adam is Jesus Christ, who came to make amends for, or make up for, what the first Adam failed us at. Jesus came to be an atonement for us, to give us a way so that we can someday live the way that God planned for us to, on a perfect earth, without death as something that we have to worry about. I'll talk more about that in a little bit. But that is why Jesus is referred to as the eternal Father at Isaiah 9, verse 6.